Happy Halloween, Capricorn. Welcome to your October 2021 astrological forecast. The big news for you probably is the fact that the planet Pluto, which is in your sign, is actually going direct on the 6th. Okay, like in September, there were the outer planets from Jupiter through Pluto were all retrograde. But 3 of them are actually turning direct this month. So Pluto is one of them, and it is in your sign. And the planet Saturn turns direct on the 10th. It's in the sign of Aquarius, and where you have Aquarius in your chart is your second house. And Jupiter is also in Aquarius and in retrograde motion, but it turns direct also on the 18th. And then Mercury turns direct on the 18th also. It's in Libra right now, but right now I just want to cover this Pluto. Okay, first of all, having Pluto in your first house makes you feel very powerful, or you may not feel that way at all. You may even feel powerless. Okay, it's been here for a while now, so many changes to your personality. Some people probably say you're pretty intense. Okay, but or you just have this feeling that you need to move in and take over anything that's going on in your life or that will affect you in any way and put it the way you want it to be. So people could actually say maybe you're a little bit power hungry. Okay, well, anyways, when Pluto was retrograde, it had you maybe sit back and reflect a little bit about anything, but your first house is your house of personality. It's also your outer persona in a way. It's how the world sees you. Okay, now that Pluto is direct, and it will take a while to kick in there, so won't be immediate, but any kind of influence that you were trying to have over your own environment, not to mention other people, will work finally. You could feel like no matter what you did, it didn't work. You had to keep doing it over and over again, and even then it didn't work. And in the past, it always worked. So, why isn't it now? Okay, so again, when, with Pluto being direct now, whatever it is that you're trying to do, or even communicate to anyone, when you speak, people like actually listen. Maybe they weren't in the past, but maybe they were, but you feel like you're actually getting through to whomever you're talking to. So I just thought I'd mention that, that things should start feeling a little bit more like you're moving forward. Okay, now Jupiter and Saturn in your second house of income, how you earn your money through work, through a job of some kind. But if you don't work at all, or you're retired even, you still have income coming in somehow that you have to live on. Okay, so with these planets turning direct, it may have felt that maybe things evened out in a way. Maybe your financial status was stable, but it wasn't like doing anything. You didn't have any new money coming in, or money replenishing itself. Money was still going out, obviously, but maybe it wasn't coming in fast enough to replace what you were spending. But when these planets turn direct, this area again will have a lot of activity going on in it, especially now with planets being in Libra and in your 10th house. That's where you have the sign of Libra. So the sun is in Libra up until, let's see, the 22nd. Mercury's in Libra all month and turns direct on the 18th. Mars is in Libra up until the 29th. Okay, and there's a new moon in Libra on the 6th. So all of this is occurring in your 10th house of your career and how you're known by reputation, personally and professionally. It's how people see you and speak about you publicly. It's your career, it's your job, more or less. Okay, so if you were trying to get like attention of any kind, you would be right now, especially with the sun being here. You're like all lit up. okay? And Mars here kind of makes you a little bit competitive, maybe, in going after a certain position that you would like. You don't even have to have competition, you know. It could be just like something that exists that you would like to have. Maybe there's no one else in the running for it, but it could be even just like a reputation that you would like to build for yourself. You would like to be known by this one certain thing, possibly. But having Mars here does mean that you are, you know, really going after some kind of an elevated position of some kind or other. This doesn't always have to be in your career. You know, if you're retired or you don't work at all, there's still a status of some kind, like a status symbol kind of thing, that could possibly be going on here. And like with Mercury being here this whole time, like since last month and stuff, people are discussing you publicly, you know, and they could even be thinking of you to put you, they have you in mind for something or other, like a position, okay, an elevated position. And when Mercury turned retrograde on September 27th, maybe you started hearing from old possible like positions that you might have applied for, or that you just showed an interest in. You know, maybe they hired someone else and it turned out it didn't work out with them, you know, and they were always still interested in you, but for whatever reason they had given the position to this person. So don't be surprised if you hear from a previous job or anything that you were interested in at this time. Again, like even if you don't work, there's still some kind of status here that's attainable right now. You know, you could be like the coolest person, voted the coolest person on the planet or something, whatever, okay? With Mercury turning retrograde in this area, though, not only could you hear, you know, from an old job or old offer, you know, Mercury retrograde makes communications very confusing. You know, I have a link to a video that I did on Mercury retrograde. It's below in the description box, so you might want to listen to that to get a better idea about communications and all that stuff. So if you are like taking on a new position of some kind, you want to be extremely clear about what is expected of you. You know, because when this planet, whomever you're dealing with, they could just make it really vague, you know, and act like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But when this planet turns direct, you know, you could find out that you're responsible for all kinds of crap, you know, that you didn't even sign on for, and they never mentioned it, and they'll act like, yeah, they did. Okay, so it's really a good idea to pay very close attention to details when it comes to any kind of position that you're being offered or that you're interested in, because when this planet turns direct, you might find a little bit more out about it, and maybe you're not going to be all that interested. Okay, anyway, so the Sun moves into Scorpio on the 23rd, and Mars moves into Scorpio on the 30th. And Venus is here actually up until the 6th. So where you have Scorpio in your chart is your 11th house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. It's your friends, acquaintances, any kind of organization that you belong to. It's where you would normally go to hang out. Social media, socializing online or in person, attending like live events, you know, or hanging out at a bar or a club or something like that. So, you know, having Mars here from your 10th house, okay, of like status, more or less, going into your 11th house of networking, okay? So your reputation is kind of preceding you when planets move into your 11th house from your 10th house. Okay, now, here's the thing, though, too. There's a full moon in Aries on the 20th, and where you have Aries in your chart is your 4th house. It's directly across from your 10th house of Libra. So your 4th house is like your personal life and your family. It's your home, where you live, people you live with, or even if you live by yourself. So there could actually, what usually happens is there's maybe like a little minor crisis going on at home or in your family life that you have to put your career or whatever on hold just for like a day or two to go deal with it, and then you go back to your career, you know, or your whatever. So not a big deal. I always think personal life is far more important than any job anyway, right? I just thought I'd mention that though about that full moon. But anyway, so now these planets are in your 11th house of friends and networking. Okay, so having Mars here, again, this is also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So it makes you very interested and enthusiastic about going after one of these things, a goal that you might have had or a dream or something like that. Venus, like I said, is here up until the 6th, so it was here like all last month. So this socializing and possibly meeting new people was already in effect. So now these planets are moving in, like the Sun and Mars and whatever, are also moving into this area. So it's still active, but Venus preceded these planets. So you were viewed, you know, with Venus being in this house as somebody like really like a very sweet person, pleasant, you know, whatever. Yeah, that's what Venus does, okay? So now when Mars moves here, though, it does make you a little bit more aggressive in going after a lot of things. But like I said, this is the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So I would think that it's a goal of some kind that you're far more interested in than impressing some new group of friends or belonging to some like Facebook group or something, you know. I don't know. That could be on your agenda, but I really don't really see something like that. In fact, you may even just create your own group at this time, okay, and have people come to join your group. Well, anyway, so Venus, only being in Scorpio up until the 6th, moves into Sagittarius on the 7th and is here till like the end of the month. And where you have Sagittarius in your chart is your 12th house. So having Venus here, 12th house is the house of secrets and confidences and actions taken by you or someone else behind the scenes. It's also the house of dreams and the subconscious mind. Also, having the planet Venus, though, here kind of brings about sometimes a secret crush that you may have on someone, or you may find out that they have one on you, or you could even be having a little bit of a secret affair, or you're just interested in someone and you're inquiring about them right now, especially when Mercury moves into this area. You'll really be checking up on them. It could be a lot of things, you know, but this being the house of secrets and behind the scenes actions by you or someone else, you could be doing something that's like a lot of fun, you know. But one of those things could be you could be spending money on, you know, I don't think it's frivolous things, but you're not letting people know that you're doing this because they might think that it is frivolous, even though it isn't, you know, or even though it's might be something that you've saved up for, that you've wanted for how long, you know. So you might purchase something at this time, but just not let people know about it, because they'll like have something to say about it, and why would you even like deal with somebody like that, right? So you just keep it to yourself. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Capricorn on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Cancer, and those dates are the 25th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children. It's the 7th, 8th, 9th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for money is the 1st, 2nd, 13th, 14th, 15th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for your career is the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 16th, 17th, 30th, and 31st. So I hope you enjoyed your astrological forecast for October. Thank you so much for your support by subscribing and even donating to my channel. It really helps it to grow, so I thank you very, very much. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast. Check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below. There's also a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done, because this is just a general forecast, okay? So if you wanted something more specific to you, you would have to have your personal chart done, okay? So I will see you guys next week. Happy Halloween. Goodbye.